We're back. And it was ugly, as most of the Merseyside derbies are and have been slow, physical, some questionable challenges. But let's say Doucouré and Beto and David Moyes, you can suck on that. Seriously. And especially you, James Tarkovsky, because you probably should have been sent off. That challenge was absolutely horrendous on Maka. And I get it. He gets the ball. But the follow through with every single stud showing on Maka's calf, that could have actually been like a career ending injury for Maka if there was more force in that. And those types of things need to be regulated, and they typically are over-regulated a little bit, actually, in the Premier League. Better in this instance, it's very strange, and it was cleared by VAR quicker than I probably would have liked. And I think it's pretty much universal across the board that that was a very, very ugly and dangerous challenge that should have been dealt with. But besides the fact, this is the game that Everton exactly wanted. At least the first half was, where it's slow, it's uninspiring, it's physical, and it's a little bit dirty. And I think we kind of played into their hands a little bit. I mean, I think they kind of played into our hands with giving us 70% possession. But I think the overarching issue with that style of play, I think it highlights the main problem with Liverpool is that most of the production goes through Mo Salah. And if you can stop Mo Salah 9 times out of 10, you can stop Liverpool, right? We saw that with PSG. We saw that with some of these other teams that have been able to actually steal points from us and get games off of us. It's almost like the team is a little bit confused and they don't, or they run out of ideas if Mo Salah isn't there to produce them for them. Thankfully, we had a moment of magic with Luis Díaz and Jota combining for an absolute beautiful goal. And I just love the fact that our boy Jota is back. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is a game that you had to win, and Slot knew that, and you could see that at full time how much this victory meant to Slot. It's probably the most tension that I've ever seen from him as a manager since he's been our manager. And you could tell he wanted that draw that we had at Goodison Park back badly. And we got it. 4 more games. 4 more games until it's a done deal. So let's make sure you guys subscribe to the channel before we clinch the league title. We get another premiership in our hands, and we see Darwin Núñez, Virgil van Dijk, Robertson, Salah lift another Premier League trophy. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We are going to be putting out a lot of content coming up, but let's jump into the game. Massive credit to Slot for coaching through such a strange time, right? One of your star players is probably going to be going to Madrid. 2 of them, we still are kind of in limbo with their contract situations. No signings. People are calling it a capitulation of the season by not winning multiple trophies, which winning multiple trophies isn't something normal anyway. So being able to coach through this and dealing with injuries and dealing with off-field drama, and you have to give Arne Slot a lot of credit to be able to do what he's been able to do with the resources that he's been given. I call him a card dealer or a card player, right? Blackjack player. He plays the hand that he's given. Sometimes he bluffs, sometimes he goes all in. And today he went all in, which and what I thought was a bluff, right? Prime example is with Curtis Jones, who ended up putting in a man of the match performance today. And I thought it was a gimmick. I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm like, is it going to be a 3 at the back? Like, what's going on? Is it actually going to be Robertson, Kanate, VVD back there, and then Ryan kind of drifting it? It was a little bit of everything, right? And then a little bit of Jones actually being a right back, and it was a genius move. And I said this before the match even kicked off in the Discord, is that Slot is either going to be hung out to dry for this, or he's going to be praised as a genius for this. He's a genius. It's that. And I really, really think it's easy to criticize Arne and his tactics. And a lot of the Liverpool fans do already, right? We say he's shooting himself in the foot. What does he think he's doing? He's overcooking all this extra stuff that I see online and stuff like that. It's easy to say that stuff when, one, you aren't the one actually putting the tactics out there and seeing, making sure they get executed. And two, when it's something that you maybe haven't seen before, that you are seeing in the present, is easy to criticize. Slot is a tinkerer, right? And it's exactly what Liverpool need in this moment right now, is someone that can be resourceful and that can tweak and change and adjust things make them work. And he's been able to do that this season with no resources at all, with the players at hand. And for him to make the adjustment, bringing Jones in there, using his ball carrying down that right hand side, and almost letting him have like a free roam kind of role in some instances, because he would sprint into the middle of the park sometimes. It's just absolutely a thing of beauty to watch. And I came to a realization: our boy Curtis Jones is him. He's the scholarship in the team. If he can get a string of games in consistently, I think, because I think he's a momentum player. The more games that he plays, the better that he plays. He could be a star for this team. The way that he's able to hold on to the ball, never give it, be so finesseful. He reminds me a lot, and take this with a grain of salt, obviously, is Iniesta, right? With the way that he's able to move on the ball and never give it away and be dangerous in attack. And I think that's what kind of sets him apart from a lot of the other midfielders, is that he has a nose for goal, actually. And I've said this in video after video after video. I want him closer to goal. That sequence when we were playing one touch, two touch football all around the box, and Jones was kind of at the center point of that and was able to keep the ball in such a tight alleyway in a corner. Come on, man. Put him in the team. I don't know where, because I don't think he plays as well in the middle of the pitch. It's definitely not as an 8. Sometimes he can disappear as a 10. Maybe he's a winger. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think it's huge. This is huge for Curtis Jones, mainly because he is now going to be the scouser in the team with the news that have come out this week. This is the exact performance that you want to put in as a young player looking to make an impact after a cold hero is kind of deciding to move on. This is exactly what you need to do. He was almost given complete freedom to do what he pleased in possession, and then out of possession, he was so defensively sound. It was almost like Everton didn't even try down his side. I don't even recall a moment where he was kind of in a 1v1 situation down that left hand side. Of course, it is Everton. They don't have very many attacking options. They don't even really try to attack a whole ton. But I liked what I saw. I don't know if we keep doing it as long as Connor Bradley is out, and I think he'll be back pretty soon. But I really loved what I saw from Curtis Jones today. For me, was my man of the match. Of course, Ryan would rotate in the gaps that he would leave whenever he would venture forward. So shout out to Ryan Gravenberch as well, who had a very under the radar and a good solid game. And speaking of Ryan Gravenberch, the shot leading up to that sequence of shots that eventually led us to the Diogo Jota goal. Shout out to him. I'd love to see him get forward a little bit more. We were talking about that a little bit in the Discord, and I think he is actually a more natural attacking minded kind of player, but I think he's a little bit cursed by his own talent that he can do everything on a football field. I'd love to see that happen. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. It depends on how Slot will end up utilizing him in the future, but he was crucial today. A little bit more unsung than he typically is, but Diogo Jota, he's 10 times the forward that any of the forwards that we've been linked with, or even in the league right now when he's fit and firing. And he is fit and he is backfiring. And I'll be honest, I was a little worried about our boy because he was a little bit off in these last handful of games. But form is temporary, class is permanent. Absolutely beautiful goal. And I mean, look at this goal right here. Diaz setting up this Diogo Jota goal, and that's the finish that he loves. Coming across, gliding, gliding, gliding. Fake shot, goal. Diogo Jota every single time. And Lucho, I see you, my boy. You were very close to getting the man of the match out, but Curtis Jones had a really crucial clearance at the end of that match. He worked his little ass off today, just kept going, kept going, kept going until he was able to create something. Didn't get deterred, didn't get discouraged, kept running at that defender, which is what you love to see. And that's all you can really ask for. But love the emotion from Arne Slot at the end of this match. You could see how much it means to him. You can feel that it's getting close, and he knows that it's getting close and it's getting real. So what's next? We got a huge summer, but the summer can wait. We have a league title to win. We got 4 more games to secure this massive trophy, and in my opinion, the biggest of them all, the Premier League title, baby. Getting another one, baby. Let's go. Come on. Salah, VVD, Robertson, Darwin Núñez, Curtis Jones. We're going to see all these players lift another Premier League title, and it's going to hurt our rival fans more than you even understand. So don't let all this, the press stuff around Trent, we don't even know if that stuff even is even true, right? I was under the assumption that it was actually true and it was a fact. We don't even know if it's a fact or not because Trent hasn't said anything, right? And no Real Madrid official has said anything. Don't let anybody coming down on Slot's tactics. Don't let anyone saying that they've bottled, other trophies. Don't let all this other extra stuff on the outside bother you. Because if it's not affecting the team, it shouldn't affect you. And they want it to affect the team so that we can let Arsenal back in. And this can be the biggest capitulation that we've ever seen in history. This title is not going to slip because Arne Slot's not going to let it slip. I know for a fact a lot of the talks this week coming into this game and before this match was along those lines of there's a lot of talk in the media right now. Ignore that shit. We have a job to do and the job's not finished. Let's lock this thing up. We can talk about everything else later. For now, right now, we need to win this title, right? We got Fulham this weekend. Tune in for that. We keep moving. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a post match reaction for this match tomorrow, and then we're going to be doing a match reaction for Fulham. We got a special vid coming midweek, so it's going to be firing off on all cylinders. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you love the content, so you guys can keep up to date with Unconformed. I appreciate all you guys. We are back. Happy to be back. Nice little vacay. I'm pretty sure everybody enjoyed, but it's back to some footy, baby. Let's get it. Peace.